does an army of hackers sustain a country's GDP? How does North Korea generate revenue? Historically, it relied on coal exports, missile sales, and labor exports, alongside engaging in the surreptitious production of high-quality, counterfeit US dollars. But these days, this nation, along grappling with food security challenges, achieved notable results in blockchain, cyber operations, and social engineering. Despite its reputation for being closed off and having a restricted internet, North Korea has honed sophisticated skills in digital asset acquisition. It manages to secure thousands of bitcoins annually, which are then converted into US dollars, food, fuel, and microchips. These resources are subsequently used to fund scientific research, missile development, and even high-end purchases. The individuals behind these activities aren't amateur programmers, but rather a state-sponsored cyber corps of over 1,000 highly trained operatives, with discipline exceeding that of regular military units. This isn't mere speculation. It's been repeatedly verified through investigations by the United Nations, the U.S. Department of the Treasury, and global cybersecurity firms. So today, let's explore how this unique profit-generating cyber supports a significant portion of the country's shadow economy. First, it's important to emphasize, they aren't hackers, they are a military unit. To the outside world, North Korea's most feared asset is the nuclear button in Kim Jong-un's hands. But the more persistent concern lies with its cyber operations team. According to reports from the UN Security Council panel of experts, in 2023, North Korea obtained $1.07 billion in cryptocurrency assets through cyber means, exceeding its total export earnings that year. In 2024, it acquired $1.34 billion, accounting for 61% of all globally reported cryptocurrency losses that year. A single successful operation by this unit can yield revenue equivalent to what Uzbekistan earns from a full year of natural gas exports. These operations are overseen by a major state entity, North Korea's Bureau 121, also known as the Cyber Warfare Command. Attached to the General Staff of the Korean People's Army, it forms the core of North Korea's cyber warfare system. Directly under Kim Jong-un's command, it encompasses several specialized groups, including the well-known Lazarus Group, Chungwindin, and APT-38. Their activities range from cyber fraud and intellectual property acquisition to data-related negotiations and operations, targeting cryptocurrency exchange essential any venture with profit potential. Domestically, they are referred to as cyber special forces, operating more like a state-sanctioned tech collective. Each operation is executed with military precision, posting fake job ads targeting blockchain developers, distributing malware PDF files to gain access to cryptocurrency wallets, exploiting vulnerabilities in cross-chain bridges to transfer large, sometimes over 100 million at once, laundering funds through anonymized accounts controlled by North Korean interests. They are not freelancers or civilian organizations, but actual military personnel. The North Korean government starts identifying mathematically gifted students and coding prodigies as early as middle school, selecting them for specialized training at military academies or intelligence agencies. After completing their training, these individuals are deployed to third countries like Malaysia and Russia to carry out operations. Media reports have revealed that they reside in annexes of North Korean embassies, following a strict routine of daily check-ins and nightly work reports. Once they meet their assigned targets, they are repatriated. It's worth noting that a single one of these operatives can generate enough income to support dozens of officials. Part of the armed forces, they receive exceptional treatment, with top performers even granted priority access to international goods and supplies. While the world focuses on missile threats, Pyongyang has its eyes on crypto wallets. North Korea doesn't care about Bitcoin's price fluctuations or fraud in the crypto market. Its sole concern is whether these digital assets can be converted into US dollars. ICE operatives specialize not in attacking personal computers, but in exploiting critical vulnerabilities in cryptocurrency exchanges. Examples include, in 2017, a North Korean group known as Lazarus breached the South Korean Bitcoin exchange, gaining access to approximately 7,000 Bitcoins, while in 2018, the Coincheck exchange was compromised, with North Korea gaining access to NM tokens worth $500 million. 2022, a cross-chain breach for the Vietnamese blockchain game Axie Infinity was targeted, with 600 million in crypto assets accessed. Each operation is executed with military precision. They don't need missiles or warplanes, just a VPN and a laptop loaded with remote access tools to generate hundreds of millions in foreign currency for the state. Of course, once these digital assets are obtained, they can't be converted to cash directly. Instead, they go through complex processes to transfer and obscure the funds. General steps are roughly as follows. First, convert major cryptocurrencies into lesser-known ones. Then split and transfer the funds across thousands of anonymous wallets. Simultaneously, use over-the-counter OTC trading platforms to convert some assets into stable coins or fiat currency. Through underground banking networks or intermediaries, the funds are used to procure goods or transferred to overseas accounts controlled by North Korean interests. The entire process is highly intricate. You might wonder, if blockchain is supposed to be anonymous, how can we trace these activities back to North Korea? The answer lies in the unique behavioral patterns of these operatives. Consistent attack vectors, familiar tactics, wallet addresses routed through typical North Korean proxy paths, and operational timelines aligned with North Korea's work schedule is awaiting action on national holidays, or Kim Jong-un's birthday will serve as technical fingerprints. The UN has explicitly stated in its sanctions reports that the origin of these attacks is North Korea, with a high degree of certainty, not mere suspicion. Where do these funds end up? According to tracking reports from the UN and on South Korea's National Intelligence Service, the proceeds from North Korea's cyber operations primarily fund missile and nuclear weapons development. North Korea is one of the few nations where missiles outnumber food supplies. Much of these cyber earnings go to military spending. With many missile components and experimental materials procured through roundabout channels using these funds, another portion supports luxury consumption among the elite. According to accounts from defectors, Kim Jong-un's confidants use cryptocurrency to purchase Mercedes, Rolexes, and Chanel goods. With traditional foreign exchange channels blocked, virtual currencies have become their go-to for acquiring such items. A third segment goes towards stability subsidies and food purchases. Korea allocates funds annually to buy food, fertilizers, and medicines from countries like Russia and Vietnam. These supplies are distributed to the military and key cities via logistical agencies to maintain grassroots stability. In short, these cyber-generated added funds don't flow into the civilian economy, they funnel into privileged channels, reinforcing the Kim regime's absolute control over resources. This way, North Korea has turned cyber operations into a transnational enterprise. With traditional exports blocked and no viable income from tourism or manufacturing, cyber activities have become their means of securing essential supplies. It's important to note, North Korea isn't the first country with a cyber core. Iran and Russia also have cyber units, but it is the first to make cyber operations a cornerstone of its economy. Guerrilla warfare relies on harassment and small-scale raids to drain adversaries' resources. North Korea's modern cyber attacks, by contrast, aim to maximize economic returns with minimal investment. They target only high-value assets, operate without a trace, and never overstay their welcome. All operations use overseas proxies, focusing solely on exchanges, NFTs, and cross-chain bridges. They avoid political content or government websites, staying laser-focused on quietly accumulating wealth. This explains why, despite economic sanctions pushing North Korea to the brink, the Kim regime endures. In the digital realm, their import-export operations thrive. This model is remarkably hard to dismantle. Want to counter it? And on-chain transactions can't be reversed. Want to arrest those responsible? Addresses traces to Russia, email registrations to India, login activity to Singapore, making precise localization impossible. What's more, even with global awareness of their involvement, there's little recourse. Sanctions have already been maximized, yet North Korea continues to secure significant funds through these activities. You might think, I don't use crypto, don't understand cross-chain bridges or blockchain, so North Korean cyber groups won't target me. But as early as 2023, institutions identified North Korean APT groups launching phishing attacks on social platforms. By 2024, they'd expanded their reach to ordinary users, posting fake airdrop links in Telegram groups, setting up bogus websites for NFT minigames, luring users into authorizing full access to their assets with a single click. Today, security risks in crypto aren't just platform level every user's click or authorization could become a source of funds for North Korea. While other nations rely on resources or trade, North Korea has carved out an underground industry. It's a unique model, block their ports and they produce counterfeit currency, freeze their overseas accounts, and they turn to blockchain. While others chase profits in bull markets, they focus on acquiring others' funds. North Korean cyber operations have emerged as the biggest threat to the crypto space. This most heavily sanctioned nation on earth has tightly woven cyber attacks into its economic fabric. What you see as participation in Web 3.0, they see as the most convenient ATM. Today's city's world. The most lucrative ventures are ordinary investments but state-sponsored, organized financial activities operating outside conventional frameworks.